I don't fucking know whether something did happen or not. That's what I'm terrified about, you know? And this person said, Wubcake, did you do this to Jenna? And she fucking admitted it. You know, she pretty much broke down in the call. We kind of like sat there like, huh. Explained that it was like one of her personalities or something that did it. Like one of her like alternate personalities, like a...
Why did you stay quiet about it?
Because I didn't know whether it really happened or not.
Do you have a recording, text, or anything of Wubcake admitting this?
I do not. I've kept it in for like 3 years now. I had no chance to say anything because somebody would always pop in and say like, "Mate, you're being childish. How come you don't just move on?" When at the exact same time she's like calling me out on Twitter.
Jenna Bun started accusing people of like doing other things to her, and they had no involvement whatsoever.
This is when I kind of like close the case and like kind of assume that like maybe nothing did happen.
Well, yeah.
But it's still like on the back of my mind, like what if something did? I posted an original song in the middle of 2017. It was a song that I wrote around the time you and I broke up, and I was just kind of revising it as it went on, and it went on, and it went on. And right. I kind of like ended the song with like, you know, maybe you and I never worked. You know, I've come to realize that you and I didn't really work as a relationship because I was abusive and everything just kind of fell apart because, you know, oh, it's my first relationship. I don't want this to happen. And I didn't accept it, but...
Bottle of red, a bottle of white.
I'm totally going to get back to the jazz video that I've talked about working on from before, but this is between the two Brony YouTubers, one known as Mayde and one known as Wubcake. This dates back to, I guess, at the very beginning of this, 2016. You would think that there would be more than enough time for that to have been wrapped up post-mortem, and you'd be fucking wrong! We're addressing this back to the last time this channel's covered it. Back in November, I hinted at a call where Wub, Mayde, Kitty, Leo Convoy Reviews, and I had alluded to how charged it was and just how juicy that call was. And I have to tell you right now, you're going to want to listen to the whole thing because your perspective is likely going to swing. I know mine did. I'm sympathetic to couples fighting and just letting them have at it and staying the fuck out of it. But Mayde, the fact that you decided to recently come back to the well, and let's read this off. 4 years ago, I was a different person entirely. Everything I've experienced since then has formed me into the animator I am today. I'm more confident than I've ever been. I'm more noticing improvement every day, both in my skills and who I am. My ex has remained the same. I've worked extremely fucking hard for the things that I have now, and I've amounted to so much more than I thought I ever would. Without her, I'm the best that I've ever been. So she can go fuck herself and cry all she wants about how much of a shitty person I am. At least I'm happy. I just wanted to tweet something about this because she has a habit of telling people that I'm a piece of shit over a relationship that ended almost 4 years ago. Lamau. Here is the screenshot of Wubcake giving me full permission to release the audio. Put that here. Then we're going to get to the call. It would be a shame if anyone were to clip the best parts of these false accusations of your ex and how you accused her of child molestation or heavily alluded to and sent those accusations to all your animation friends on Twitter. That would be horrifying. Because I know you don't want that to happen. I want to state this for the record that Wub never said to do any of that shit. And she was very insistent, to my eternal disappointment, to let this die. So thank you for being dumb enough to keep this going. And Mayde, for months, Limbo has known what a creepy fuck that you've been. And now, for the rest of the world gets to weigh in. Good luck.
Thankfully, it's not as heavy as what you're covering right now.
Well, I don't know. He's still not in yet? Oh, there he is. Hi, Mayde.
Hello.
Hello, Mayde.
Hello.
So what? The last time I tapped you on the shoulder about this, according to our DMs, was about 2017.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't exactly in the business of going after predators at the time, and maybe I just overlooked that at the time where you made the remark. Let me scroll up here. How did you word this?
I remember something vaguely of what I said.
Yeah, I'm just curious if your statement stands or it just blew over my head.
October 2017 towards like November.
Yeah, here it is.
Maybe, like September around
yeah.
there.
Just so you know, man, that these are from when I was talking with Demon Fox a while back. Kind of pissed off that she took all that I said and made it public. Wish she went with what I said and I didn't want. I didn't get me involved. That shit was on my mind ever since it happened in 2015. Are you alleging what was the age gap between Wub and Genabun? If that's what this is about, yeah.
From what I remember, in 2015, Wubcake was, I think she might have been almost 18, maybe 19.
Okay.
Genabun was about 13.
Okay. I'd have
to check that.
Because I could swear, and I might even have a recording of it laying around somewhere. You said that nothing had happened. Did it or didn't it?
Well, that's the thing. I don't fucking know whether something did happen or not. That's what I'm terrified about, you know?
Okay.
Like,
okay.
when it did happen, when there was, like, a statement that went out, I was pulled into a call with 2 other people. There was me, one of my friends, Wubcake, and Genabun. We all went into this call, and this was after it supposedly happened, because they hung out person to person, like, the weekend or so prior. And we just sat down, and this person said, Wubcake, did you do this to Genabun? And she fucking admitted it. You know, she pretty much broke down in the call. We kind of, like, sat there like, that's kind of weird. Like, okay then. And she explained that it was, like, one of her personalities or something that did it. Like, one of her, like, alternate personalities, like a dissociative identity disorder.
Yeah, I've heard of DID. Had you'd heard of Wubcake mentioning that they had DID before this or after?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
She told me about it, like, as early as, like, early 2015, maybe, like, late 2014, around there. I can't really remember when, but she did tell me about it, and I did know about it. And, I did, you know, deal with it a lot, because it was, like, every time her and I would call, sometimes there would be, like, one moment where, like, another personality would slip out in a way. In retrospect, it's kind of like, I don't mean to hate on disorders, but I didn't really believe it, because it always felt weird that every one of her personalities were MLP characters.
I'm not a doctor, and I'm not going to weigh in. The best analogy I got for this, you follow gaming to some degree, right?
No.
Okay, well, for example, you've ever heard of Epic Games, for example. There's a guy who's in charge of that called Randy Pitchford, and recently, one of his subordinates, when he got pissed off and said, well, I have it on pretty good authority that this man, you know, likes kids. And he only found it prudent to talk about it when he got pissed off enough. So my question here is made, why did you stay quiet about it?
Because I didn't know whether it really happened or not. I didn't know whether this was just some young teenager trying to, like, get closer to Wubcake somehow through some extreme way, or Wubcake and I suppressed a rape victim. I didn't know whether one was real or not. I do have a screenshot from, like, 20s. Fuck, I don't know when it was, but I do have a screenshot of, like, talking to Genabun.
I might have a recording that we did a long time ago when it was you, me, Vita, and Wub. I never put it out because you told me not to, but there's accusations that Wub might be a pedophile and that might be a bit more prudent. You led me to believe that Genabun, sorry, I worked 12 hours today, wasn't exactly a good source.
Genabun, like, she was part of the situation, and, like, I did, you know, it was all the information that came from her, and Wubcake even corroborated with the information.
Okay, no, I remember correctly, because when I first managed to talk to you guys, we were talking about Main Studios, and you said that she was part of, you know, Agents of Discord's little crazy cult over there, and she wasn't exactly a good source. So, is that the case, or...
I don't even know. I can't even
Look, I didn't want to come in the call and start yelling bullshit, because every time I've talked with you, you've been pretty easygoing like this, but at the same time, it's kind of serious, mate.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
If I may,
the most I could remember from the entire situation is that Genabun told everyone, or everybody in the friend group that we had. Wubcake corroborated the story. She admitted it. She basically, like, broke down in the call, explained that it was her Adagio personality, and then it was quiet for a while. And then, as time went on, people kind of figured out about it. Like, it started to become a little bit more public, and Wubcake started to deny it. She started to go around, and me as her boyfriend at the time, I was like, sure, I'll deny it happened and try figure out if it ever did happen.
I do gotta pop in. I know you're itching to go, Leo. I saw some screenshots that you were saying that, again, I'm very understanding with people having to deal with, and I don't know which one of you is the crazy ex in this situation, but I'm willing to bet there is one.
Oh, yeah.
There certainly seems to be that one or the other is, and I don't know which is which.
Well,
is she trying to obstruct or go after your current career?
Thankfully, I haven't seen anybody come up to me, and I haven't ever lost a job because of her.
But I thought I saw you're
terrified. I'm terrified of her going for that.
Well, what is it? Demon Fox seems to be tweeting about that right now on Twitter, saying that Wubcake is, or either something about Wub trying to destroy your career. Like, I'm trying to ask right now, if you feel threatened because of something and perhaps you got carried away with it. I don't know. I'm just trying to understand if that's the case here. I don't know. Take it away, Leo. Take the mic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my question is, do you have a recording, text, or anything of Wubcake admitting this?
I do not. I never really recorded calls.
So,
all right. So hold on. Let me keep going here. Why now, specifically?
I spoke up about Wubcake entirely. Like, I spoke up about her because, the Peter New thing. Peter New fucking called her out and just, like, tore her apart and just completely called her like an insensitive bitch and everything. Yeah, it was fucking crazy. And, someone sent me it and was like, hey, you might want to look at this. And I looked at it and I was like, holy fuck, who's he tearing apart? And I noticed I couldn't see the tweet. And I saw it replying to Wubcake. And I thought, wow, she actually pissed off a staff member, like, through something. And when I saw why she pissed someone off, like, why he was so pissed off, I was like, yeah, that kind of sounds like her. I noticed all of the replies in the tweet. All of the replies to Peter New. There was people speaking up about her, and there was people, like, saying, I never knew she was this much of, like, a dickhead. I never knew that she was like this. I didn't know that, like, I never knew that someone, like, as goody two-shoes as her would be like that or something like that. I said, like, well, if people are talking about her, and this is a thing that's finally happening, maybe I should give my information public. Maybe I should say something about it. And I rode on the coattails of this exact thing because I've kept it in for like 3 years now. Like, I've never said anything about Wubcake in the, like, negatively publicly in like years.
Alright, so let me go ahead and make this as blunt as I can, because I know Anthony's trying his best to be polite here, but it seems very convenient, for lack of a better word. And not only that, is you have no evidence to bear here, you only have word of mouth, and you're choosing the most opportune time in which to strike about this. So I have some concerns right off the bat here. Number one, why didn't you say anything earlier if she is a predator? Because at that point, you have given this...
No. I wasn't going to talk about her being a predator. Honestly, I had completely forgotten about that.
Well, again, I understand at the... Yeah, well, hold it. I understand at the time I wasn't exactly hunting predators because, there was, like, Crazy Pony Man and, like, rumors at the time, what I'd heard. But, I mean, you're more in touch with at least a couple of people.
Jenna herself told me this.
Okay. But I did...
Jenna herself.
Okay. All right. I'll include that with the call. Do you believe Jenna?
After this conversation I had with her, I can't even remember when this was. Let me see the date of the file. This was around beginning of 2016. Yeah, that makes sense. So around the beginning of 2016, even before Wubcake and I had broken up, Jenna had told me this when I had, like, asked her some questions in, like, Skype DMs. I stick by this word. I still have no fucking idea whether it actually happened. It leans more on the side whether it's a dream that Jenna had that she, like, wanted to tell somebody about, and somebody may have interpreted it as being real, or she came across as it being a real thing. I don't know. Jenna herself told me that, well, I pretty much, like, asked her, could it have may have been a dream? And she said maybe. And when I explained what happened, and the fact that she told me prior that she's been having trouble disassociating dreams from reality, because she did tell me this, she kind of, like, slapped herself in the head and said, well, maybe it is a dream. That's what that screenshot says.
Were they...
Personally?
Yeah.
I still don't know.
Well, was Wubcake really even in touch with Jenna IRL?
Yeah, they were.
Okay.
They met up a few times, I think. I remember in 2015... when they were buddies, Jenna dad let them hang out or something and, like, have a sleepover at one point.
Well, you said that she'd mentioned this in a call with a bunch of other people. Do you remember anybody else that was there?
Kitty. It's the only name I remember from the call.
Hi, Kitty Purr? The one who hangs out with Gonzo.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, she was there.
Interesting.
She was really concerned.
Okay,
about the situation.
I'm definitely going to be having a conversation with Kitty. Thank you. That's everything I needed to hear. Fuck.
Take it by the numbers like we always do, Anthony.
I will say,
yeah.
in the terms of the crazy X, it's in the first week of her and I breaking up, it might have been me.
Because when that went south and I looked on, no, I remember day one. I was getting ready for work. You had
I remember Skype, huh?
Yeah, your Skype message was my world is over. So it was really bad, and I was like, oh shit. And then I looked over at Wubcake's, and hers was like super joyful, and I messaged her. That's not the way to handle this. So I'm not. Look, if any of this is out of spite, I'm not saying I agree, but I'm not without understanding. No. Okay, just making sure.
None of this was out of spite. It was just nobody knew what really happened after the breakup. Everyone kind of just like, everybody was under the assumption for like years that Wubcake broke up with someone who was basically beating her and then got with some like perfect goody two shoes British fellow, and that the abusive guy was sulking by himself. When in reality, like, as soon as the breakup happened, like, you know, me being, like, the 19-year-old fucking kid that I was, like, fucking heartbroken. I remember being, like freaking out about it and, like, being really scared. And, what happened was, like, I started DMing her through, like, group DMs. And, after that, it was kind of like I was trying to find anybody to vent to, but everybody that I talked to would just bring the information back to her. And then she would find out the stuff I was saying, which was like a breach on my privacy, and then she went around and like spread a rumor to pretty much everyone I knew about like oh, Mayde's penis size and all this kind of shit, or some other shit. Like, that was the picture that she painted for her fans, public about the whole situation. Her fans would absolutely fucking rip me apart. I had no chance to say anything because somebody would always pop in and say, like, Mayde, you're being childish. How come you don't just move on? When at the exact same time she's, like, calling me out on Twitter. Like, I remember it very vividly. And the biggest thing that I had was, like, 2016, I was hanging around at my friend's house a lot because I didn't really want to stay in my room too long. You know, those fucking bad vibes. I was always at my friend's house playing video games, trying to just, like, distract myself from everything else. And, hey, Kitty. Been a while.
Oh, Mayde. Hi, how are you?
Pretty good.
So what's going on?
So I just got off work, and there's been some accusations about Wubcake, and Mitt said that you were there when Wubcake confessed to,
I was there in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then I kind of just faded out because it got, like, too crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened, at least to my memory.
What did you hear?
Jenna Bunn came forward towards me saying that she, like, Wubcake, in her words, molested her or did something to her in that sort of case.
But you didn't hear, did you hear Wubcake confess, or?
I went to her and I'm like, what happened? What's this? This girl just came up to me and then she's like, I don't know. And then she kind of broke down.
Yeah.
That's what I vividly remember.
When you came to Wubcake with this, was it via PMs or in a call?
Skype call.
I remember it being in a call with me, Wubcake, and Kitty.
It never can be easy, can it, Anthony?
I'm not exactly happy right now.
Did I do something wrong?
No, you're fine,
Oh,
Kitty.
Okay. I was like...
No, you have...
Yeah, you're fine.
I can't tell you I appreciate this, but it was very necessary to hear.
Because that's what I remember, and then, like, I try to, like, figure it out, but it just got so mucky to the point of where it was crazy.
Yeah.
And then this also ties in what I remember. She started accusing Jenna Bunn started accusing people of, like, doing other things to her, and they had no involvement whatsoever.
Yeah, I remember that.
So
Jenna
what
Bunn
you're
went
saying,
crazy after
so
that,
ultimately we need to talk to Jenna Buns, don't we?
I think she's long gone, isn't she?
I don't even know where she is, honestly.
I have no clue either. I haven't talked to her, and after that happened, then it was basically kind of like a chain reaction of bullshittery.
Yeah, it was like after the whole Jenna Bunn thing, everything kind of just went in their own directions. and then like it just like slowly fizzled away because like when I sent the screenshot earlier. That was like the last time I talked with her. I think like oh, I forgot I'm on a different computer, so I can't go to my fucking Skype DMs. But yeah, it's such a like 100-layer situation, and I only know like 16 of them in a sense. Because
Kitty, do you remember anybody else that was talking to Wub about that time, or?
I remember, if I vaguely remember Purple Rosalind being involved on some level. I don't know if you remember, Mayde.
I don't.
No, I remember her being involved because I brought it to her attention, and then like it's kind of, I'm trying to remember. It's been a while. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I remember that I did bring in like I tried to like confront her, and I think who was there when that happened, Mayde? I remember it was Wubcake, me, you. Was it one other person or a couple of other people? I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
It was a while ago, and then just kind of like it got out of control. That's what I remember the most.
I remember that specifically because that was the first time that I talked with Purple in like almost a year.
Is she still around?
No. Purple? Yeah, she's still around. She's just kind of like not involved in any of this anymore.
Is anybody in touch with them to maybe get their side, maybe?
I don't really think she has a side. She kind of just witnessed most of it instead, and then kind of like went off to do her own thing.
Was she on Twitter or anything like that, or?
I have her on Discord, but I don't know if she's around right now.
Okay. Like I said, I'm just trying
We all got full-time jobs now, so we kind of like...
No, look, like, yeah, no.
Time zones.
I understand, and sorry for bothering both of you.
No, you're okay. I'm just kind of confused on what's going on, minus...
Well, like I said, there's been some accusations about Wubcake when she was 19 being with Jenna Bone. I was led to believe that wasn't exactly the most sincere version, and I don't know, you gave me something to think about here.
Okay.
Oh.
It is really...
So, somebody just got back to me.
What?
Wub's on. I would understand if you would like to bow out, Mayde, or...
What Anthony's getting at is he wants to bring Wub in the call, and he doesn't want to make it awkward for you.
Yeah, I know, I understand.
I mean, I'll stay.
Okay.
I don't really have any, like... I don't really have any bad blood. I'm just kind of like... If you're wondering about the Twitter post, Kitty, I don't know if you've seen it yet. I made a thread about her because a bunch of people were coming forward.
Okay.
Yeah, they were getting their PC set up.
So other than all this, how's everybody doing today?
Woke up about half an hour ago.
Well, I'm awake now.
You guys were asleep?
No, I just got off work and I was just barely hanging on, and yeah, I'm wide awake.
Cintiq, huh? What type of Cintiq you got, man?
22 HD.
Ah, lucky dog.
Animation pays well.
Well, independent animation at least, I suppose.
I've been doing freelance mostly.
Nice.
I don't think of the last time I was on a call where...
Well, I'm glad they didn't bolt.
Oh,
Yeah.
hold on.
Hello. Oh.
That was my end. I'm sorry. I was telling them I was doing something, and I'll join them in a bit.
No, I understand. We'll try and get through this as fast as possible. Yeah, the last time I talked to Kitty, I think I had explained we don't do this for lulz or views. It's only when it's serious.
I figured it would be only important.
Yeah.
Well, it's when we were joking. I was like, no, it's not like we spun the bottle and it landed on Dark Age. I'm like, sorry, Fal. We're going to miss you now.
Yeah, I've still got the image of his Pokemon freaking boxers.
Oh, Jesus.
Brain.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, one of the images he sent to the miner was his little Fowl peeking through his Pokemon boxers.
He, it was Pastel, Opal, Mint Heart, and I forgot the third girl.
It's just, why?
2 16s and 1 15.
Maybe he assumed if you added the ages all up, that's how it worked.
Jesus Christ.
Freaking goon.
Hello?
Hello, Wub. Sorry for not the most healthy atmosphere in the world here, but...
No worries.
Alright, so Mayde made a suggestion that you would confess to being sexually involved with a 13-year-old, and he mentioned that Kitty was around, and Kitty said that you had a breakdown at the time, and I'd like to hear your side of the story.
What?
Well,
I already posted the screenshot of what I was when I was talking with Jennifer, like
Hang on, let me
it
look.
was like a while later. I think I sent this to you before Wubcake too.
Alright, let me look at this. I barely remember anything from like way back then. That was like how many years ago?
3?
3, 4?
3, 4, or 5, something like that. Okay,
I only remember bits and pieces.
So it's just like, it didn't happen. I didn't really want to believe it, but I believe it did, but I want to didn't thought about it through and my God, I can't even read. I'm sorry, I just woke up.
No, I got it.
Might have been. Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah, this is when we kind of like closed the case and like kind of assumed that like maybe nothing did happen.
Well, yeah.
But it's still like on the back of my mind, like what if something did? Like that's always been in my head like ever since.
Did they even say
Like,
where it
Well,
was?
it is a
or
serious topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, like whenever I think about this
yeah.
situation, I always feel as if like maybe we kind of just put a rumor to bed, or maybe I like helped silence a rape victim, and that doesn't feel good on my conscience.
Jesus Christ, no.
Yeah.
Well, this is a serious topic. Anything involving freaking minors. I mean, I've helped FNGR too, you know?
Yeah, no, I absolutely remember. But I could swear last time I talked to you, you said Jenna Bun was kind of nuts made, and I'm just trying to get to a consistent thing here.
Oh boy, you got another half of that one.
Yeah, after Jenna Bun like did the accusation and everything kind of like went in the fork in the road, it kind of like she was crazy. You know, she kind of did like certain things that were like a bit like weird. I can't even remember any of them because I think my memory just kind of blocked them out, but I do remember her being like pretty fucking insane about it.
I remember that like you were venting to me about like how she took you in a call when she was playing like one of those anime games or something, and she kept like moaning or something.
Oh my god!
What?
Oh!
What? I'm sorry. Did I miss something? What?
Are you having?
No, I think you just triggered a memory that he hates.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Real quick, and I don't mean to be a buzzkill here, but Wub, is there something wrong with your mic?
Yeah, it's
What
kind
do
of.
you mean?
You sound like you're talking through a fan.
And
Yeah.
it's vibrating.
Oh shit! Hang on. I think
Okay.
my laptop mic is. Oh yeah, that's probably what it is. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me see. Oh
I mean, I've done the robot voice before too. It's been a while.
Oh shit! Hold on.
It sounds like hot garbage.
Let me plug in my unplug my interface and plug it back. Is that better?
Oh god, I remember.
Yeah, it's way better.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I remember you
something-
telling me that one. Like she
I
was like
also
moaning
remember
or
something
something,
about,
and you were
like,
like
Wubcake.
really.
Yeah, I was really uncomfortable. I also remember
Yeah.
something about Jenna Bun, like, we were having this, like, conversation, and it was just, like, you might remember this.
Mhm.
We were having this conversation, and I was like, yeah, I'm bored. She was like, yeah, me too. What are you doing, drawing? And I said, like, yeah, I don't know, but I don't know what to draw. And she said, like, draw my OC touching myself or something. I was like, sure, and I just fucking doodled it out and sent it. And then she just, like, used it as ammunition.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember she sent it to me, and she's like, look what Mayde did," and I had no idea what the hell was going on.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
You
like,
know,
she asked me to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
let's go ahead and get down to brass tacks here because I feel like we're getting a little bit off topic. This isn't really about the random adventures of whoever this bun person is. This is about one thing and one thing only.
Yep.
These individuals had told me that in a call after the event allegedly happened that you had a breakdown, Wubcake, about all of this. So I need to know if that is accurate, if you did in fact have a breakdown after all of these accusations were made 3 years ago, and they're also alleging that you have multiple personality disorder.
I remember, like from the call, like I got pulled into a call with like Jenna Bun, Mayde. I think Kitty, you were there, right?
Right.
I'm trying to remember everyone
I
who was
pulled
in
you
there.
into a call and I confronted you about it, and I was very angry and upset because I have very like when a child comes to you saying those things, you don't take it lightly. You take it very serious. And I was trying to figure out if this happened because I was in disbelief, but at the same time, you just can't, you can't take these things lightly. And I was like,
right,
what happened? And I'm like, I'm grilling her, and I'm like, tell me what the fuck happened. And then she kind of broke down and started crying because she was like, I don't know. And I'm not trying to make fun of you, Wubcake. I'm just trying to reenact it.
No. I get you.
And she ended up just breaking down and saying, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I'm like, and nothing really progressed after that.
Yeah, because I remember I got nervous because like Jenna Bun had been acting really, really weird around me. And like she kept saying like, oh, I don't know if I want to be your friend. Oh, but I want to be your friend. Oh, I don't know if I want to be your friend. Oh, but I want to be your friend. And I was just like in scrambles, like what the hell was going on? And she kept like, this was like shortly after, you know, we kind of fell out with Purple, and you know, she used to be my best friend, and she kept bragging about, oh, I'm talking to her, and you know, and the reason why I got upset in that call was because I thought everybody was just like suddenly just didn't want to be my friend anymore. And I didn't know what the heck was going on. I didn't know what to do. Oh. Suddenly you guys were all like, oh, did you touch Jenna Bun? And I was like, wait, what's going on?
Okay, so let me be the more direct one here. Did you touch Jenna Bun?
Of course not.
Okay. All right, so you guys said that she freaked out over
this.
Maybe. Okay, hold on.
Maybe I must have... Because thinking back to it now, I remember interpreting it as when you started saying that you're sorry, that you had known what happened, but in actuality, you didn't, and you were just having a panic attack.
Yeah, I have PTSD, man.
Yeah,
okay, so okay, hold on. There's also the allegation that you have or had multiple personality disorder. Is that accurate?
You know, dude, honestly, like back then, I don't even fucking know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not professionally diagnosed with anything like that.
Okay. So, if something like that was stated, how likely is it to have been a statement you said in seriousness versus a statement you say like a lot of teenagers do about, you know, trying to be unique and saying you have XYZ thing because, I don't know, you want to fit in or something?
You mean like the, like multiple personalities or something?
Yeah. Like when I was in school. You had a lot of people who were claiming that they had a dark side and all this other stuff.
Or that they were wolves or witch people or something.
So
yeah,
was it something? Like was it something more like that, or what? If it did happen,
I mean, honestly, I'm gonna be honest with me. Like I said, I'm not actually professionally diagnosed with anything.
Mm-hmm.
But my brain was very, very in scrambles because I was around a lot of, you know, people that weren't very good for me, or I wasn't good for them, or vice versa. However you want to look at it. I think honestly, I was just really like.
Oh, Mayde, you hold on there because I've got some things to say for you here in a minute.
Yeah, Mayde, I would probably make a public statement that's a lot more clear than what we've been seeing. That'd be probably
because
a good idea.
Here's the thing, my dude. All right, we take things like this very seriously, especially right now because of all the things that have gone on. Close to 30 freaking predators, one way or another, have been exposed here. So let me be crystal clear here. And I'm going to try not to be an ogre about this, but you chose, instead of addressing this, getting this in a call, and getting the facts straight, to go on to Twitter, have a hot take, and make an accusation that you yourself have no evidence for. Do you realize how bad that looks?
I want to let you know that I never fucking said anything about Jenna Bun on Twitter.
I never said anything about Jenna Bun. I'm talking about what was said about Wubcake and how this all went down.
I made the accusation of what things were like years after this happened. This has no relation with Jenna Bun whatsoever. My statement has nothing to do with the situation with Jenna Bun. My statement was what I felt after Wubcake and I broke up. My statement is everything after that. Never have I said anything publicly about Jenna Bun. Never have I made a statement about it. I've only said what I know. And now that new light is shed on it that I haven't heard before.
Once everybody else is gone, it's just you, me, and Anthony, I'm going to have a conversation with you. I just want to make that clear right now. But Wubcake, there are people who have, in this call, who have said that... What in the world?
Sorry, that was me. I apologize. Let me mute my mic if I'm being annoying.
Okay.
No, I have to ask.
You're not.
Okay. Wubcake, you're stating that this Jenna Bun individual had a tendency of doing strange things.
Yes.
Made it clear that this person at one point asked for OCR to them touching themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So how likely is it for this individual to have just made claims like this for no reason other than to stir up trouble?
Talking about Jenna Bun?
Yes.
God, more naturally than you think.
Okay. Yeah. Now, unfortunately, we cannot figure that out on our own simply due to... Yeah, we don't know where she is.
Unfortunately, she's literally... I don't know where the fuck she is. I mean, the last thing I've ever heard from her was that her mother passed away, and her YouTube channel is just blank. I don't know if it's active. I don't know if it's under the same name. I don't know if it's gone. Honestly, like, so many of these people I haven't even thought about for years. But, you know, you get curious, and you're like, oh, I wonder, you know, what they're doing. You know, everybody does that. Everybody checks on their ex-friends. Everyone checks on their ex. Everyone checks on somebody that, you know, hurt them. We're human. It's natural.
Okay,
but that's the last thing I've heard of her. I don't know if she has any other accounts or.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Wubcake, do you have any links on your browser to lolicon porn?
Of course not.
Okay, that's interesting.
It's so disgusting.
Okay, that answers my second question.
Yeah, why did you ask? Why'd you? I've got some screenshots here in the room here, Mayde. You're saying that you found that when you were over at Wubcake's house.
Well, I was using her computer, and I was like, "Fuck, that's a lot of bookmarks." And I scrolled, and then I saw some stuff. It might have just been like links to like lolly fashion, maybe. I don't even know fully.
Are you talking about Lolita fashion?
Yeah, Lolita fashion's not the same as lolicon.
No, I didn't read Lolita.
Because I know I look at Lolita fashion.
Yeah.
Mate, I really think you need to make a public statement and fucking goddamn set Moliminus's retarded backwaters inbred ass fucking right. And probably tell this other moron to shut the fuck up. Demon Fox.
Oh boy, Demon Fox. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Demon Fox. Here's the thing with Demon Fox in the past couple days. They've been coming to me, and they've been trying to be close.
They got really obsessed with us once we broke up. Did they ever go to you after we broke up?
Oh, of course.
She
was the reason why you called me up, trying to say that I was worming my way into your life. I was minding my own business, and she was posting my information.
Well, okay, real quick here. I want to go ahead and cover all bases on one sense here. Mayde, you made some pretty inflammatory statements before Wubcake showed up. Now, I want to be very clear here. If this information is accurate on your end, that Wubcake didn't deny it, there was a breakdown, and that you believe this happened or whatever it is. If you are afraid of stating that strongly because Wubcake is here, be very clear, Wubcake can't hurt you. And I'm a lot meaner than she is. So if you are having second thoughts simply because you are afraid of Wubcake, do not voice them. If this happened, it needs to be put out in the open. And if Wubcake did do this, then it becomes mine and Anthony's business, and it's going to get ugly. But we need to know the truth here.
The truth of the situation is that I still honestly don't understand it fully. Every time I talk about it, new information comes forward that I never knew about, and the story changes every time.
You know, the funny thing about the truth is the truth doesn't tend to change.
Yeah.
I was going to say, the fact that the truth and story or whatever you want to say it is, was, gotta be, I don't know, changes. It's not a very good sign.
I'll take a look at something here real quick. Go ahead and talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to do research on something else real quick. Just give me a moment.
It was really rough.
So I remember Demon Fox got like super obsessed with us when we broke up. Like she was constantly messaging me saying, "So you talk to him? When are you going to talk to him? Are you going to talk to him again? When are you going to talk to him? Can I draw more art of you guys? Are you going to talk to him?"
She was trying to like stir stuff up involving this very thing. She was trying to stir it up.
I know she got like obsessed and like she kept like telling North like, "Oh, I'm gonna call the police on her" or something. Never happened. It's like, okay, go ahead, call the police. What they gonna do? Just walk in and say, "Hello, can I have some tea?" I don't know.
I do remember Demon Fox was like trying to bring out a lot of information on me and the whole situation that happened with Jenna Bun, and I was just bringing out whatever I knew at the time, and it's what I thought that was right. It's what I thought that was going on, like what actually happened, and I thought like, this is what happened in my interpretation of it, because of all the information that was put in front of me, it pointed at it actually happening, and it scared the fuck out of me.
Look,
again, man, I don't blame you. It is dude, anything with children, trust me, I don't blame you on that one. It's a serious topic.
I kind of get that, Mayde. There's somebody I've kind of fucking had my doubts and issues with, but since I'm not able to prove anything, conclusively, I don't kind of throw it out there all fucking willy-nilly. I've told a couple people behind closed doors, well, you know what? I guess I kind of made a point there for you. Yeah, I guess I suppose I could have told the wrong person and that could have blown up in public.
Yeah.
I certainly told enough people behind closed doors. Yeah.
Okay, so real quick, I've done a little bit of research. No, you didn't say anything in the public about any of this, and I do appreciate that. However, what you did say in call with us does still concern me. So, here's what's going to happen. All right? Wubcake, I'm going to ask you to step out of this call for 5 minutes.
Oh, yes, sir. Right now?
Yes, please.
Kitty,
All
would
right,
you
Mayde.
like to see Leo scream at fucking Mayde? I think that's going to happen.
I just have one question.
Go
for
ahead.
Oh,
Leo. I'm
absolutely.
curious.
Yes.
Are you a police officer?
No.
Not last time I checked. I mean,
Oh, you're not?
oh no, not at all.
Cop school? You're going to school for it?
Fuck.
No, not last time I checked.
Oh, okay. You just seem so authoritarian. I just got. I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm not here to scare you, but
Oh no, I was just curious if you were a cop because you seem so organized and you know how to go procedures. It seems.
I come from a military background. But moving on,
Oh,
Mayde,
okay.
you made some very, very specific statements in call when it was just the four of us about Wubcake.
Yeah.
You said on the lines of how Wubcake didn't deny it or that she admitted to it. You have stated that you remember this happening. You felt emboldened by Peter New coming out against her to discuss this more with us. And here I see in DMs, I don't know who this is with. I don't know if this is with the Demon Fox or if it's with Knight High-Dye because I see him tagged on this. You have no problem behind the scenes stirring up saying that XYZ thing happened,
No.
or at least seems to have happened, or that she didn't, deny it. And you're talking about how she has links to Lolicon stuff. And now when she's in here, you're backpedaling with, well, maybe it was Lolita. I know that you have had issues.
Backpedaling.
Dude, you literally said right here.
Yeah, mate, I have this all recorded. I'm not even
She
going to lie to you.
isn't-
Yeah.
She isn't against
I want to
Lolicon.
let you know. I want to let you know that I still have a hard time remembering any of this fucking shit. Right?
Then why would you tell random people XYZ thing is factual?
Because I told people these years ago. I didn't say all this in the past week. I said all of this kind of shit to Demon Fox like 2 years ago.
Oh, for the love of Pete.
Yeah, Demon Fox Girl is kind of a complete fucking idiot. That's why when I
She's
saw
a fucking idiot. She
Okay.
shares information from like 4 years ago, thinking it's from yesterday.
Okay, look.
Okay, then I clearly need to yell at Demon Fox.
Yeah, I
Girl.
did tag
Yes,
you.
please.
Yeah, just please make a statement. If you could reach out to Faith, maybe get him to walk that back because that asshole has a fucking huge ass reach. And
Yes.
yeah,
I will ask you.
mate, I'm
I will
going to
ask
tell you this right now. I started crying in the call. I was like, oh fuck. You literally had me thinking that Wubcake touched a kid.
Let me be very
And
clear
I
here.
literally thought that she did too.
Okay, so real quick, I know you went through some rough stuff with Wubcake. I'm not going to ask for specifics because, again, that was years ago, and you, by your own admission, you have a hard time remembering some things. I will ask this of you, that you make it clear that your personal experience with Wubcakes are your personal experience, and that this clown here, this Demon Fox Girl, is some sort of underhanded douchebag. I don't even know who this person is. But apparently,
All right.
by your statement, they are dredging up things from 3 to 4 years ago, and that may not be accurate. And that you don't stand by it. That's what I would recommend
That
doing.
is exactly.
Okay.
That is exactly what's going on.
So let me be clear. If, and I need to be specific here, and I know it's hard because, Leo Man sounds like everybody's dad, but if this happened, and if you believe this happened, and you have evidence to this of happening, don't shut up just because I'm yelling at you. What the reality is more important than my yelling or anyone's individual feelings.
I think all of the evidence has been put forward by Kitty and Wubcake both.
Okay.
Because they know the situation more than I have ever known it.
All right, then.
I was just a witness to it.
Then I would recommend you denounce this individual. You tell Melinimus, tell Melinimus that you don't stand by what he says. I'm not going to tell you to tell him to back off because I don't know if you guys are connected. I have no clue. Melinimus is kind of a goon, does whatever he wants, so I don't even know if you can convince him of anything. But that's what I would recommend.
I've already told Demon Fox via DMs. Let me go get it. I already told her via DMs to not involve me anymore with any of this, and she continues to. She had no fucking reason to share any of this shit.
No, there's got to be a reason. I'm guessing that reason is personal vendetta.
She seems like the person who's addicted to chaos, it seems.
When I contacted her, I basically remember, I was like, I remember you were being a creepy stalker, and even when, you bought that DA thing to fucking Wub or Mayde, it was more like, lol, look what I got. I remember. No, I do. And I, Jesus.
Okay,
She
this
did
is
that-
fair.
she
Thank
did
you for that
to me
screen cap.
Yeah, she did that to me a few years ago in like 2016 or something.
And why isn't this
When-
cocksucker in call?
I really don't want to fucking hear her voice.
Oh no,
I've ever
I would
heard
have
her
a
voice
field
before.
day with this person. I just had to put
Yeah.
up with Johnny Cocksucker Mickey Mouse. I can deal with this.
I'm sorry, what?
If there's anything I could say about this past week of like statements being put out, my statement had nothing to do with Jenna. My statement had to do with what happened after Wubcake and I broke up. It had to do with the years after Wubcake and I were out of contact, and she was just going amongst people, just talking with them about me, right? I was doing the same with my friends, and they came to me saying like, "Oh yeah, I had this what happened with her. I've had this happen with her, and everybody I know doesn't like her." All of my coworkers have had like bad experiences with them, and they said like, "Mayde, you should speak up now because of this. You should speak up because it's been like 3 years while she's been dragging you through the dirt for the whole 3 years." That's why I spoke up about something. I never went public about Jenna Bun because I never had the evidence to prove her right, but I had the evidence to prove her wrong. I don't know which side to take. I don't know what to do, but I think this call solves it.
Then take none. Step back, wash your hands, and say, "I got man stuff to do."
Are you comfortable Are you comfortable with me including that statement public, Mayde? I do encourage you to make it on your own too.
I don't know if I want to make a statement public. Not because of like whatever's going on right now. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of people like, you know, harassing somebody.
No,
I'm not afraid of people
Well, hold it. When I say this partially comes from me being exhausted and kind of fucking emotional. I think Leo was starting to doubt if I would speak up about Wub, so it would mean more. It would mean more.
Hold on. I want to make things clear. I never doubted that you would speak out about Wub, Anthony. I know that you and Wub are kind of friends, and I know it would bother you.
I felt the gut punch when Kitty said, "Oh, she started to break down, and it started to line up a little bit there." Like, oh no, I don't want to be here.
It lined up for me too.
I was like, oh shit.
Because my interpretation of that whole call was when she started saying "I'm sorry," she was under the I was under the implication that she knew exactly what happened, but she didn't. Later on in the call, she was like, she said she was like confused as to like, "Excuse me, I did what?" I don't even think I was around for that part of the call, was I?
I remember you being in there. In there at wherever point in time it was.
Yeah.
And I just remember confronting her and Wubcake having a breakdown, and then there was nothing to back it up at that point either. And so that's how it kind of fizzled out. And I got nothing more than that.
The most proof you need for the whole situation is the screenshot I have with talking with Jenna Bun.
Well, unfortunately, we can't move forward on just a single accusation. We need more evidence to that. So we're going to talk to Wubcake a little bit more here. I would still recommend making some sort of public statement. If nothing else, at least demonizing this moron.
The reason why I don't do that is I have a job.
Mm-hmm.
A Twitter statement would be fine.
I have a full-time animation job, and multiple animation professionals and directors follow me.
So you don't want to do that because of the animation directors following you on your job, but you putting out the initial information that Wubcake did these things while you were dating and afterwards, that they don't mind? I'm kind of confused here.
Oh, no. None of what I posted was during we were dating. Everything I posted was afterwards.
Yeah, that's one
effects of what happened.
Okay, but
because someone told me to speak up about it.
Who told you to?
Well, my coworkers, my buddies, you know.
I see.
These wouldn't be Horse News members by chance, would they?
Fuck no! I don't even like talk with the Horse News guys anymore.
Okay.
I didn't know you talked to them to begin with.
I work with YouTube channels now.
Okay, no.
See.
Yeah.
I would still recommend doing so, but I'm not your dad. I can't make you do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll think about making a statement about Demon Fox. Honestly, I'm thinking of just blocking her everywhere. Like,
well, considering the fact this person wants to throw you under a bus, I would recommend doing so.
Yeah.
A Twitter post or a Twitlonger or something or other. A DA post or something, you know?
Yeah, we're not asking for an epistle. We're just asking for a basic statement. Say, this Demon Fox person's out of their mind. They can go kick bricks down the road.
Yeah.
Which seems to be the reality anyway, so. All right, well, you are welcome to leave if you wish to at this point now. Thank you for your time.
I have something I want to talk about with Wubcake afterwards, though.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and bring Wubs in here. Unless there's something Kitty needs to say beforehand.
No.
Okay.
Unless if you guys still need me or
No, if you need to go, Kitty, you've been gold.
If you would like to go, you are more than welcome
Yeah.
to. Thank you for your time.
Appreciate it.
All right. It was nice to meet you and nice to talk to you two again.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. I'll see you guys later.
No problem, Kitty.
Bye.
Take care.
Kitty.
All right. Bye, Wubcake. I'm about to leave. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. I'll talk to you later.
See you later.
Have a good day, everybody.
Fuck.
Good timing. No. Oh, she's a sweetheart.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right, so what's good?
So you said you had some things you wanted to say to Wubcake?
Oh yeah. Wubcake, can we make an agreement?
Yes, sir. That
Okay.
sounded. I'm sorry if that sounded sarcastic. It didn't. No, because Leo's in here, so I call him sir. I'm sorry.
All right. All right. I want
He's
to
a
at least just
sir.
make an agreement.
Yes, sir.
I've already
Damn it! I did.
I've already had enough closure from the breakup enough as is.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's been over 3 years. I barely think about it nowadays.
Yeah.
But if there's anything that I can request of you,
Mm-hmm.
please stop talking about me through Twitter publicly, and I'll do the same. Because I'm pretty sure that you and I don't know if you feel the same, but I don't ever want to talk to you ever again. You know, I just
No,
wanna,
I'm pretty sure we feel the same
yeah,
way.
yeah. I just want to move on with my life, and I don't want to just like have that one moment from like a year from now and just be like, man, I wonder what she's up to, and then check her Twitter or some shit and just be like, oh, she's like dragging me through the dirt again, and I'm kind of like being quiet about it still, because that's how the past like 3 years have been. I've only been venting to like a few people and like DMs
Yeah.
and like through like 4chan posts and threads that are nearly about to die with like people that I trust. And anytime that I would like post something just vaguely regarding you, like, okay, this is something.
Mm-hmm.
I posted an original song in the middle of 2017. It was a song that I wrote around the time you and I broke up, and I was just kind of revising it as it went on and it went on and it went on. And I
Right.
kind of like ended the song with like, you know, maybe you and I never worked. You know, I've come to realize that you and I didn't really work as a relationship because I was abusive and everything just kind of fell apart because, you know, oh, it's my first relationship. I don't want this to happen. And I didn't
Well, yeah,
accept
I mean,
it. But, you know,
'cause
now it's kind of
it's a
like...
first relationship, so it can kind of hang. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep, been there
And
before.
after I posted the song and I was like really proud of it, I'm like, you know what? I think I'm feeling some closure.
Yeah.
Emily commented.
What?
Emily
my God.
commented and saying, is this some way of trying to get your girlfriend back? Is this a way of trying to reach your ex? Because I don't think it's working, you little dick idiot, or some shit like that.
Oh my
And I just like fucking lost it. I've had to deal with that for 3 years. I've had to deal with people saying stuff like that. And it's been really hard, you know? Like,
Mhm.
I stopped, like, I've completely quit MLP altogether because nobody likes me anymore. Like,
Mhm.
I
Sorry,
completely
Stitch.
just left the community, and it just hurt to lose, like, a lot of friends because of it.
To be fair, mate, as it gets on, there's a lot of people who just sort of drift off. Fuck, man, I felt like I
Yeah.
lost so many friends when I went gung ho after, you know, a certain asshole.
And, I would say that, like, in the past, like, year and a half, it's been, like, probably the best. Because I haven't really, like, heard anything from you. I haven't really heard
I think
anything
it's been
from
like
Demon
a
Fox or
really
anybody.
good time frame because like you have to remember we were together like what 3 years and it's been
Yeah.
3 years. You know,
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's like don't take this like as an absolute fact, but you know, there's a saying that you know the amount of time it you know is kind of the amount of time of recovery. But I don't know.
Yeah.
You know,
I
I
do
know.
remember,
I
like-
definitely agree with you on you know the time frame and everything because
Yeah.
this year's probably been like one of the best years of my life. You know,
Mhm.
I've been starting to feel good about just anything I do. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
like, I mean, when we were in a relationship, a lot of things were very unstable. You know, I mean,
When
every
you
time
and
I made something, I felt like, you know, it was always shot down. It was always terrible. It was always,
Yeah.
you know. But now I can make something and feel like, hey, I'm really happy with how this came out, and I'm sure you feel the same way. You know, about
Mhm.
your content.
When you and I were together, I really felt that like we held each other back. Like we
Is that
we
Peter
didn't
Griffin?
work.
That's
I think
real
it's
life
like
Peter
real life
Griffin.
The point I pointed out here that they're adding Shad Baseman, and I'm like, oh.
Oh God, I've heard of him.
Yep.
But,
I think most counties that have police officers have heard of him.
Good.
but like, I feel as if like we did hold each other back, and now that like we're not, like, everything that happened 3 years ago, it did affect me like very, very, very deeply. Like I've still had people come up to me with like rumors, like, you know, I've had to deal with people like, you know, the dazzling thread on 4chan. I've completely had to leave it entirely because I'm getting sick of people, you know, just spreading rumors. And like every time I would post a drawing, I would deal with someone like, "Oh, you still sad about Wubcake?" It's like,
Okay,
you
can
have to
I
keep in
speak
mind
up?
It's 4chan.
Well, it's yeah. Let me speak up about this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Bronies are cringy shippers, man.
You don't say.
Yeah.
they are.
Fucking.
I
And,
had to
like-
break off from a friend because like he was so upset. I think you know who it is. Cyclone. He was so hung on to the fact that you and I were together. Like it was like his oh my god OTP, oh my OMG, LOL, you know, sort of thing. And I just was like, dude, like, come on.
I felt horrible after it fell apart, like about a week or two after I got that art piece done. I'm like, well, that didn't age. That didn't age at all.
Yeah, I've
Oh,
like scrolled
okay.
by that when I've been on your channel, and I'm like, oh,
I'm really sorry.
Wubcake. All right.
Yeah.
Wubcake.
yeah.
Why did you record the call
What? Which call?
when we broke up?
Because I'm not gonna lie, I recorded it because I expected you to completely fly off the handles and tell everybody that I screamed and like, yeah, completely
Okay.
like destroyed you. That's why I recorded it.
All right. Yeah, because I had the recording somehow. It was just like
Mhm.
spread through the grapevine, and
Because the
That-
only
that
person
makes
I
sense.
gave that to was Angel.
yeah.
You know, all that could have been really avoided if you didn't make your, you know, relationship internet business. Maybe.
Well, we met through the internet. Yeah.
Mistake
Yeah,
number one.
were we like 16 or something?
Oh God.
That's
when
probably-
when I
yeah.
when I got with you, when I got with you,
Wait,
you were
16,
16, and I think I
17,
was
19.
15. Yeah. I was young and
Yeah, I remember we were like a year, couple months or whatever apart. Yeah.
Kids these days.
yeah. And now that like you know I'm 22, you know this
Okay.
kind of stuff
I was
like
gonna-
from 3 years
I
ago
was gonna make
have
a
like
joke.
have like a little effect on like who I am today. Who I am today. It was after Mary, like I was dating a girl named Mary, and we were together for I'd say about a month and a half. You know, we were just like a cute local couple. It was just kind of like
Right.
you know, like a little fall fling in a way. And like this was the exact time when Demon Fox sent everything that I was talking about to North.
Oh
And-
yeah.
That way through
remember
that
she's-
entire situation, it interpreted on your side that I was trying to worm my way into your life.
Yeah,
when in
because she kept
reality-
making fucking alt accounts and stuff, and like trying to contact
Yeah.
me, saying, "Oh, did you know that Mayde is trying to do something to you and ruin your life or something?" And I was like on edge. I was like, "What the hell? What's going on? What?"
The reality of the situation is that like Demon Fox was pestering me in DMs while I was trying to enjoy my time with my girlfriend.
I'm not
and
gonna lie, I
that
think-
was- yeah.
I think the third party people were pretty much more involved in our relationship than we were in our own relationship.
yeah.
That is literally what I'm getting from everything.
It truly felt as if like these
It's like
her and I
fucking
were trying to
Britney
move
Spears
away
and
from each
whoever.
other. Like we were trying to move away from each other while everybody else was trying to like keep us together, which felt fucking awful.
Well, I think the
And-
crummy thing is that people probably thought they were helping. They probably thought they were like
Yeah.
just like letting us know, and they had no idea what was going on themselves. And yeah, I think that's probably what it was. But you know, I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure there was some people who thought it was funny, but
Yeah.
you know,
like,
that
out
was
of that
3
whole
years ago. So
situation,
no
when,
idea.
When Mary and I broke up, it was like completely mutual. Like when we broke up, it was
Yeah.
like it felt very different from what I was used to because it was just like, I don't know, I don't feel like we really worked together. And I was like,
right.
okay, that's cool. And she was like, you're not mad? And I was like, no, I'm not mad. I just kind of like, you know, coming to terms with it. And I dealt with it like really easily. Like we still talk to each other like every once in a while to play like pool through Facebook, but we don't really like talk too long. It's just kind of like a mutual contact. And ever since then, I'm like, what went south with Wubcake? And it's always pointed to the people we hung around.
Well, there's also the fact that sometimes people just aren't compatible.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
that's-
like we
that's
weren't,
mostly what it
we
comes
weren't
down to.
compatible to begin with, but I really tried hard to make it work, but it just didn't happen. Like I was like a real
Well,
tryhard in the
no,
relationship.
Because
So-
I go ahead.
Yeah, real quick. Again, I appreciate you both coming down so we get this cleared up. Leo, did you have any other questions, or did we?
I'd like to speak to Wubcake for a few minutes individually, but I wanted them to go ahead and get this hashed out.
Okay, I was just gonna say if it's all right for me to dip here.
Yeah, you can go ahead and dip.
All right, Godspeed.